Ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between, welcome back to another episode of Books and Buds, where we discuss two of the greatest things God placed on planet Earth, books and buds. Today we're going to be reviewing this book called The Orphan's Tale by Pam Jenoff. It was an awesome book. What prompted me to read this book was I read The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Such an amazing book. Then I found out they made a movie out of it. I watched it, and both were just A+ as far as I was concerned. But it prompted me to read another book about World War II era fiction. So it's historical fiction. Fiction isn't usually a genre I'm interested in, but being such a huge fan of literary fiction, it does have a lot of elements in it that just amaze me. And The Orphan's Tale was no different. But before we get into that, I got a little bit of news on the bud front. My business partner and I, we've been getting a whole lot of new strains. We've been popping seeds of stuff that we've created ourselves. Like we create a whole bunch of stuff with the Freedom 45 strain, and we've got a couple hits out of that. But the Sour Freedom, we crossed it with Sour Bubble, wasn't too huge. The Dr. Freedom people like the Briarberry Cough crossed with Freedom, and we have yet to see what's going to happen with the Conspiracy Kush crossed with Freedom 45. But we've also got some cheese mixed with Agent Orange. It's called Orange Cheese. Coming up, we've got some stuff a buddy of mine gave me. He made his own seeds. I forget what he crossed it with, but he called it Canis Genius. So that stuff's going to be coming up pretty soon. But what we discovered, because we had grown some GGs, some Gorilla Glue, and we had grown some Girl Scout cookies. So a lot of people really like it. But I sold some wholesale to a customer of mine. He bought a half pound of each, and he didn't like it. So what we're going to be doing from now on, I've already started doing it because that was a good experience for me. I went and I just gave some away to some customers. I said, hey, Merry Christmas, here's some free samples. I'm going to be doing that from now on. I'll bring you your regular prescription of stuff that I know you like, but I'll be bringing you some sample packets from now on of any new strain that we have. So that way you're not paying for something that you might not like. That way you can decide for yourself if you like it. And we'll be giving you enough inside the sample packets to not only get you the medicine you need, but so maybe if you don't like it, you can pass it around to some of your friends who might need the medicine. And if they like it, that's wonderful. They can pass us their card and we'll take care of them. But that way you won't be bothered too much by the medicine that doesn't do what it's supposed to do for you. All right, back to The Orphan's Tale. So like I said, I just wanted to read a little bit about it. It's a horrible genre, and when you read a historical fiction novel that goes back to World War II, because it's incredibly sad. So I don't read it too often, but I mean, it's just beautiful when an author can come up with a way of taking something so terrible, something so tragic, and making something beautiful come out of the other end of it. So what happens is this young woman named Noah. She's a German girl, so she's all set, but she ended up having an affair with an officer, and she got pregnant. The baby was taken away. The father kicked her out of the house, so now she's forced to be kind of like a maid for a train station. In that train station, she stumbles upon a car that's filled with babies. Some of them are dead, some of them are dying. And she can't do too much, but her heart goes out to these children, so she's able to at least steal one. Now, this is Germany. It's in the middle of the winter, so it was freezing. This poor brave young girl, takes the baby, ends up running away into the woods, and that's where she's discovered by, I'm going to mess up his name, Niehoff? Aaron Niehoff? I don't know. But anyways, he is a kindly man who owns and runs a circus. So there's these two characters. This book is about two women, Noah and Astrid. Astrid is with Aaron Niehoff, whatever the hell his name is. She's with him because she's a Jewish woman living in Germany. Her whole family owned the competing circus, Ehrhoff's competing circus, so it was a family of Jews and a family of Germans, and they had the two biggest circuses in Germany. Well, Aaron Niehoff isn't a cruel man. he actually liked these people. It was a competitive circus, but they're circus people, so they understood one another, and it was a big giant family regardless of competition. So Astrid came home one day to find out that her entire family had been taken. That she can only assume they were taken. But Herr Neuhoff respects her family, and he ends up taking her in. So this young German girl ends up stumbling into the woods, and Neuhoff finds her and takes her in. And he's like, we got to find a place for her in this circus, and we got to find a place for her baby. Because, of course, the girl tells everyone it's her little brother. She doesn't want to admit that she stole this baby from a German train, because she'll be in a lot of trouble. And Astrid, who is a Jewish girl who's living in Germany and trying to pass herself off as a German, doesn't want this new girl there because she feels she's going to bring some heat down on her. Very understandable. Very understandable. So I love it because I'm a huge fan of clowns. I'm a huge fan of the circus. I mean, I got one tattooed on my arm. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I just love clowns. I collect them. I got some little plush dolls and some little porcelain statues and stuff like that. I think they're just great. But the thing about this book is you learn how much is actually going on inside the circus. It's not fun and games at all. The people that work at a circus take it very seriously. It is their livelihood. So it's kind of cool to get the whole inside and backstage view of what really takes on in these places. And it gives you a whole lot of respect for them, for the amount of work they do. So this book was great. These two women, they form an unlikely bond, and it's just beautiful. I mean, you just picture a circus in Nazi Germany, and they have a Jewish woman who's the leader of the trapeze group, and she's basically hiding in plain sight. And there's German officers that come to these shows and everything, and there's several spots in this novel where your heart just starts beating very fast, just hoping for these women to to just come out of these scenes in one piece. And of course, there's a little bit of love in there because our girl Noah, she ends up meeting a boy when she's in Paris. The circus is in Paris, and she's learning the trapeze, and there's a little bit of a love story in there too. It takes away from the main story of the two women, but it's kind of necessary. You kind of gotta have a little bit of a spin-off story in there to keep things a little lively and beautiful. It can't always be ugly, right? So, it's kind of one of those things. Like, if you're in a horrible situation, just pay attention to the trees. There's probably some birds chirping in the branches. Something to keep you happy. Something to make you look forward to getting out of bed in the morning. And that's what this book is all about forming friendships and looking for the bright side of things. And I really loved it. So, hats off to Panjana. If you get an A+ on this, I will be giving you a 5-star review on Amazon for it. And that's why I want to make this video to kind of express a little bit of my appreciation for books like this that somehow manage to shed light into the darkness of our sometimes very dim lives. You know what I'm saying? So, alright guys, that's it for this video. I love the hell out of you for checking into this channel each and every week. You guys just make it worth doing it. So, you keep clicking, I'll keep making them. So, I love you guys. Stay awesome.